So if you like books on tape with a twist, stick around. Subscribe to the channel. It's that little red button below the video. Today, we're going to be reading chapter 23, part 2. So buckle your seatbelt. It's quite the ride, and we'll see you on the other side. The grief Femke caused Klaus was always forgiven the moment he saw her in a pair of sexy panties. It happened every time. He was a fool and he knew it. The warning signs were there. There's no way you can prove it, but you know she's messing around on you. Everyone in town knows it, and you know it too. What the hell is wrong with you, fool? You gonna let this woman drive you crazy? No, he said to his subconscious, I'm not. Actually, after 2 hours of lovemaking and cuddling, the rock star gangster found himself right back where he started, in her web. They ate dinner at the Swarm tent on Neustraat. In front of him sat a lamb pita and a platter of French fries with mayonnaise and curry ketchup. Klaus, after his first bite, said, There's an American friend of Timo's coming to town. An American? She asked curiously. Yeah, he's over here visiting or something. I don't know. Timo wants us to hang out with him for a few weeks. What's he coming for? Vacation, I guess, Klaus said, thinking, maybe that'll do it for now. Hopefully she won't ask too many questions. That's all you need is her running her mouth about their plans. The other thing that bothered Klaus was the fact that Femke might try to make a play for the American. Rarely did a Yank pass through these parts. She'd be a giddy bitch. He could see it already. For fuck's sake. Back to hell, he thought, looking over at Femke, who seemed to be conjuring up hoaxes in her head. At the villa? Yari Visser worked on the removal of the Turk's second installment of Naples, which had arrived in the hidden compartment under the floorboard of a 1985 BMW 325 series, one of dozens of beat-up models and makes the family used for smuggling operations. Many of the cars had been driven to North Africa and back several times, and the blokes that drove them often had to pay off border guards. For this was a time when borders existed. Today, the cash was giving Visser more trouble than usual. The fact that Constantine had delegated the job to him only magnified the unruly gangster's agitation. Visser thought, he keeps making me do all these fucking menial jobs that the other fuckheads could be doing. Every fucking day is something else. Do this, do that, make no mistakes. Do it right this time. You're not using your head. Why the fuck is he busting me up like this? Is it because Constantine thought that I killed Rutger? Maybe Constantine even suspects that I killed my own brother. And for that matter, who did kill Rutger? In Visser's mind, Hunt was the #1 suspect. Maybe he'd off Rutger over some disagreement. But what about Ivar, the expediter? None of it makes sense, really. Visser then told himself, Constantine must suspect I'm behind the killings, part of some master plan. It explains a lot, and why he's been treating me like a grunt. The Sicilian's off his fucking rocker if he believes I'm gonna be his bitch. In Constantine's eyes, Visser knew that he disobeyed a direct order, and that usually meant punishment by death. I'm having some trouble getting the motherfucker open, he said to Arno de Longa. Go get the fucking blowtorch. The goofy gangster lumbered off and returned several minutes later, tangled up in the gear. Here you go, Yari, Arno said, fumbling with the line, looking like an open-faced fishing reel suffering from a major case of backlash. You dumb motherfucker, Visser groaned. Look at you. You're all twisted up in the O's. The unruly gangster yanked at the line. causing it to tighten around Arno's leg, making the goofy gangster topple over. "Watch it what you're fucking doing, you fool." "Sorry, Yari, I didn't mean..." "Just get the fucking gourd untangled, why don't you?" Fizzer ducked back under the car, mumbled profanities as he labored to free the cash. Inside, 1,000,000 guilders worth of Nepalese lay in neat stacks of 250-gram plates, 4 deep, 10 long, and 10 wide. 100 kilos of pure-grade Nepalese with a street value of 5 million guilders. The Turks had come through again. Constantine looked out from the morning room. The boys were busy working on the second installment, the first having been hijacked by Hunt. Now, the mere mention of the American's name engulfed Constantine like a gallon of sour milk. Reflecting back, he remembered what Mario had told him when the immigrant had returned from the farm after Ivar Van Lowe had been slain. "It appears, sir, that the shootout has taken place. Ivar Van Lowe and an unknown character were found dead." "And the Nepalese?" Constantine had asked. "Gone, sir," the Sicilian grunted. "It appears a third party is involved, sir," Mario volunteered. Constantine replayed the events in his mind. Hunt had obviously dumped the hashish on the streets, where the fuck-up Pim Putman had lapped it up. A trail had been developed from there. It all made sense now, the Sicilian told himself. Hunt might not have been the trigger man. Surely Rutger had been in on it, but he was the man behind the man now, the one they were after. Was it possible that this American possessed enough cunning to pull off such a caper? Had something gone out of kilter between him and Rutger? Yes, Constantine said to himself, something was going on that he didn't understand. But wait, Yari had killed Rutger, hadn't he? Bloody hell, what does this mean? Yari's insolence, his subtle remarks, his twitching face during the conversation about Rutger's death? Did Yari kill his own brother too? Why though? Why would he do something like this? Perhaps there was a sibling rivalry Constantine didn't know about. Or was Yari actually telling the truth when he said he had nothing to do with Rutger's murder? Was Hunt actually capable of killing? Or was there someone else behind the murders? Constantine thought frustratingly. The financial end of the shipments had also started to wear off on the Sicilian. The first payment had become outstanding on the first of the month. It had already come due. Although the Turks were being patient, they would expect their money soon. The second installment still resided in the old BMW, Yari and Arno outside working at this very minute. 2 million guilders in the hole, and not a damn bit of it sold yet. We'll just have to liquidate some assets to cover the losses. And if it was one thing he hated to do, it was shoring over the accounts, money that was already secured and laundered. It always caused problems down the line, made the family weaker. He needed his money. That was the bottom line. Outside, Fizzer said, "Jackpot, baby. Ready, Flughead?" The unruly gangster reached up with the first of the plates. Arno the Longa did his best to keep up with Yari. Fisher told him to hurry up, which came the goofy gangster's reply, "I'm doing the best I can, Yar." "You gonna give me a fucking crack in my neck?" Arno painted a discouraged look on his face. Fisher handed up the last plate and said, "That's the fucking lot of it, Sheffer Brains. I'll bring the goods inside." Arno de Longa galloped off to the house, toting the loot. Constantine slithered out of the house and said, "Is there a possibility that will be done before midnight?" "Fucking asshole," Fizzer thought. "Motherfucker sits around all day and does nothing," mockingly Fizzer said. "That depends on Arno's sorry ass." Constantine turned to Arno and said, more gently, Bring the stuff inside, lad. And then the Zeeland boss disappeared into the house, avoiding the cold. As Arno entered the house, he tracked in Mud. He said, "You want me to stack 'em up on the coffee table, boss?" "That'll be fine, Arno." Fizzer followed the men inside and said to the big goof, "You're dragging on all over the flugging place." "What a flugging doob," he thought, staring at Arno's ass crack. "What the hell took so long?" Constantine said to the men. "The bloody latch was stuck," Fizzer said. "We probably ought to get some of the new ones that are easier to deal with." "What we have will do just fine," the Sicilian said. Fizzer couldn't believe his ears. "Whatever you say," he said to Constantine. "Any news on the American?" asked the Sicilian. "Nothing on our end. He's gone with the wind." The Sicilian took 2 steps forward, paused, and then said, "I don't care what it costs. I want the bastard, and I want my fucking money." During the meeting, Constantine explained to the men the importance of the deal and how a screw-up could put them in an awkward position with their suppliers. Of course, Yari Fizzer kept thinking, "Who the fuck wagged my brother?" "So," Constantine said at last, darting his eyes in Yari's direction, "take Arno with you to Amsterdam to meet the Turks, deliver their money, and inform them that we'll expect the next shipment on schedule." If you enjoyed the video tonight, don't forget to hit the like and leave a comment down below. Over on this side, you can get a full reading of Dutch Coffee Shop. Or just hit that little picture of me right there and subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, we'll see you on the other side.